So welcome to Meta AI. And today, I'll show you everything you need to know, including tips and tricks most people don't realize. So first, let's talk about the chat modes. There are actually 3 chat modes, and one of them is secret. So initially, you have the instant chat mode. You can see it's highlighted here. If you click instant, this is where you get your answers straight away. This is for fast, chatty. Use this for quick questions, rewrites, and brainstorms. So maybe you could ask, what should I have for breakfast? I have eggs and some sausages ready in the fridge. And then you click enter, and this is something that is going to respond fairly quickly. Like I said, this is just the fast, chatty. Just use this for casual questions, quick rewrites, and brainstorms. Now, second, you do have the other option, which is of course thinking. This is where it's using chain of thought, and this is the kind of questions where you want it to reason for longer and better answers. So this is where you'd be using it for math, analysis, or structured problems. So we click instant, we click thinking, and now this is where we would want the model to think about a problem before it answers. So we could say there's something wrong with my fridge. There's something wrong with my fridge, and it's making a strange buzzing sound, and we need to diagnose the problem. Here, you'll see that the model will take much longer to respond. You can see it's going to show you how it's reasoning about your problem. It's good to note that you'll be able to see, and so here you can see that the model actually thought a lot before it responded, and it usually gives you a much more detailed response depending on what you do want. As always, do reserve this for mathematical problems, analysis, or problems that require multi-step reasoning. Now, here's where we get onto the secret reasoning, and this is the feature that most people don't realize you have. There is a feature called Contemplating where you can summon up to 16 agents. You can spin parallel sub-agents that reason independently and then combine answers. This is where you want to use this for research, strategy, hard coding, or tricky decisions. So for example, if you actually add to the end of any prompt a set number of agents, Meta AI can do that up to 16 agents. Usually this feature will be right there. It will say Contemplating, but as of right now, you will have to prompt this in. And there's no guarantee that Meta will keep this feature in, because it does require a large amount of compute on their side. So I'd take advantage of this while you can. Let me show you guys exactly how we can use this. I'm going to say, what is the best online business to start in 2026 with a laptop and a good internet connection? And then I'm going to add, spin up 4 different agents to reason about this problem and come to a conclusion. And then of course, let's hit enter, and you'll see that it should in fact spin up the agents. Right here, you can see that it says spawning multiple analysis agents. Then it's going to research business trends, and it's going to compare all of these different things. You can see it's now spawning specialized analysis agents, and make sure you pay attention to that small summary so you're able to see if it's able to actually spawn in those agents. Here you can see it says running 4 sub-agents. We've got the online business analyst, the bootstrap solopreneur, the AI first small business strategist, and a creator monetization analysis. 4 sub-agents, and that's because I specified 4 different sub-agents. Remember, you can spin up to 16 different sub-agents if you want more individual agents to tackle your problem. And so after its analysis, which will take a little bit longer, you can see it says after spinning up 4 specialist agents, they converged on the same 26 pattern. The laptop business is now to sell AI leverage to real businesses, yada, yada, yada. And here you can see each individual agent gives us a different response. Agent 1 gives us market trends analysis. Agent 2, the bootstrap solopreneur strategist. And essentially what you gain from doing this is you gain different perspectives. Oftentimes, the problem is LLMs will argue and defend a point simply because you asked them to. When you have different agents reasoning about the same problem, they can, of course, argue amongst themselves and usually reach a better conclusion. Now, of course, I will add that if contemplating mode is there, then of course you don't need to tell it to spin up these agents. But this is for those of you who are in other areas of the world where this hasn't been rolled out just yet. Now, another feature that is really cool is the search feature from Meta. Now, before we actually use this search feature, I do want to say that search actually pulls from the open web plus Meta's social graph, which is why you'll often get Instagram Reels and Facebook posts in results. So if I say, what are the best sneakers to use in 2026 for running, men's, you can see right now it's going to do a quick search, and Meta is very good at search. It was ranked recently on one of the best search benchmarks, basically topping the leaderboard. So here you'll actually see that it gives us a really decent response. But if you want to know where the sourcing is coming from, you can just hover over these links. So this one is coming from a website. We can hover over another one here. This one's the same website. If we hover over another one here, you can see that one of the first links that it actually draws from is, of course, Instagram. And like I said, this is where Meta is going to draw that data from. And if we scroll, you can see that it basically just gives you more related Instagram posts. So it is important to note that whilst yes, it is really good at search, it is quite likely to pull from sources such as Facebook and Instagram. Of course, if you want to know exactly all of the sources in the list, just click the sources here. And then on the right, you'll see the sources that it has taken from. Literally just a running website and some posts on Instagram. Now, if you actually want to use this for shopping, you can say show the product cards for shoes I can buy. And let's hit enter. Here you can see it's actually going to go ahead and search the shoe product catalog. So if you're completely lazy and you just want to search a product, this is where you prompt it. Just ask it for the product card. And so here it will actually give you a link for all of the products you want to buy. So you can hover over this one. It's going to give you the actual products here. You can click over to them. This is the Adidas shoes. Of course, we can scroll all the way down once again and click sources, and then you'll be able to see all of these products, or just simply hover over them and it's going to literally link you to the direct products that you can actually buy. Now, here's where we get onto some multimodality, and this is where Meta's AI actually shines. So one of the things we have is image analysis. So you can essentially drop any image in and ask anything. So if you click the plus icon and then add media and files, I'm going to add this recent thumbnail here. And I'm going to say, what does this thumbnail show? Describe it clearly. And here's where we're going to see the image analysis in action. And trust me, guys, the image analysis is one of the top-notch features. You can see it says the thumbnail shows Sam Altman on the left side. It also manages to get the text correct. It is really good. Now, I know that this seems super basic, but it gets crazier because this is a feature that I use all the time. So essentially, Meta has something that is really good, and it's called visual grounding. So it's essentially able to really go into the details of your image. So let me show you guys exactly what that looks like. So here I've taken this shot of an interior shot of the fridge. Then I've input this prompt that says I'm a pescatarian with high cholesterol. Put the green dots on recommended food and red dots on not recommended food. Don't duplicate the dots and make sure the dots are localized properly. When hovering over the dot, show a personalized justification and a health score out of 10, along with calories, carbs, protein, and fat. And health score numbers should appear above the dot without hovering. The description that shows when hovering should go above all of the dots. The long story short, I'm trying to get Meta's AI to not only analyze the picture, understand exactly what's in the picture, and then translate that into actionable information about food choices that I can then use as a diagram for that image. And so here's where we get the final image right here. So here you can see that it shows us cucumbers. It gives us a health score. It says perfect for you, 0 cholesterol, almost no fat. If you really want, you can just open this up and then it's going to give you an even bigger image where you can hover over different things and it gives you icons that tell you, is this healthy? Should you be eating this? And I mean, it really just does depend on how you want to use this. Like I said, this is the vision tool. Of course, sometimes the dots aren't always going to be accurate, but for the most part, it is accurate. You can see for ground beef, you can hover over this. It tells you all the information. For this, you can hover over this. It tells you the information for white mushrooms. So yeah, the more detail you do have in an image, the more difficult it's going to be. But I think when you look at all the text, I think it's still going to be really useful. Now, if you want to do something a bit more similar, that was just an extreme version. You can take a picture of your healthy meal and you can say estimate calories and macros, make it so that when I hover over the item, it says exactly that. And so we can just put this in. And so here you can see it once again gave us this interactive image. When we hover over this, it says steamed broccoli, gives us all the macros, baked sweet potato gives us all the macros. And so, yeah, these kind of artifacts are possible because Meta designed this model with vision at the forefront and multimodality baked in. Meaning that these kind of tasks where you're actually allowing it to involve images along with a task perform exceptionally well and can be really useful on day-to-day tasks. Now, Meta can actually analyze video, but at the time of recording this video, they do seem to have disabled it. So if you want to try and see if they can still analyze it, just press the plus icon and then upload it. But do remember that with videos, the maximum you can upload is 40 megabytes. Right now, I'm not sure if the platform is buggy or simply isn't working, but it does seem to be down/glitching out at the moment. But I have used that feature before, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do that, even if it isn't working for me right now. Now, it isn't just images. You can actually analyze multiple different files. PDFs, Excels, and Word documents can be completely analyzed with Meta's attachment feature. Just click plus, add your media and file. And then what you can do is you can essentially ask it to analyze the document. Tell me about this document. What does it show? And here you can see it talks about this is a transcript from one of my videos. This stuff is really useful if you ever need to analyze an Excel or a PDF, just something I thought you should know. Now here's where we get onto Meta's vibes. This is where you've got images and video. Now, there's two ways you can do this. Either you can click the button here to create images, or click here to create a video, or there is a button on the left-hand side called Vibes. This will take you over to Meta's app, where you are able to see the other creations people have been doing. Now, the thing here is that it's essentially all the same app. And if you want to get really nerdy and you want to know exactly what is running under the hood, currently, as of recording this video, Meta is running Midjourney, so do bear that in mind. So of course, you can create images or videos. So for example, I can say create an image of a man playing tennis, and here you can see the images pop up fairly quickly. Now, of course, if you want more control, you can say create an image of a man playing tennis. And what we can do is we can actually change the aspect ratio, and I can say aspect ratio 16:9. So that should give me an aspect ratio that is widescreen. And so here you can see the image comes out and it is in the actual aspect ratio. Now, of course, like I said, considering it's using Midjourney, there will be some artifacts. Midjourney. Now, one thing you'll notice is that these images, at least what you should know about the model that is running under the hood, it is actually Midjourney. Now, the way that Midjourney is designed, it's not designed for accuracy. It's more designed based on aesthetics, meaning that if you want an image that is really super specific in terms of what you want to portray, at the moment, Midjourney doesn't really offer that capability. I'm sure that Meta will change this in the future, and what I'm saying now won't apply, maybe to 3 to 4 months from now. But Midjourney's image, which is what they're using under the hood, just produces beautiful images. It doesn't really focus on the actual physics of what you're trying to say, hence the reason there are mistakes here. This is just a useful feature, just in case you're trying to generate some things for your business, because the text won't work, at least not yet, but I'm sure Meta will fix this in the future. Now, of course, you can see that there are a few things that you can do. You can, of course, favorite this, send it to your friends, download this if you do like, or what you can do is continue the conversation. This is where you want to talk about the image with Meta. And of course, you're able to essentially ask it things about the image. Now, of course, one of the things you can do is you can go ahead and use those images to go and create a video. So for example, you can click the animate button and then it's just immediately going to animate. What I will say is that if you want to animate it in a specific way, you will have to prompt it. So let's take that same image right here. Then what we can do is we can do conversation. So here's that first video. You can see that the video isn't exactly the best, but that's completely fine. If you want to actually animate it in a specific way, we can just go to said image. And then what we can do is click here, conversation. And then I can say, now, if you want to use a specific image as a starting image, it's best to just upload that image. So if you want to use your previous images, you can just simply download them. So I'm going to download this one using this. Then what I'll do is simply upload that image and I'll say create a video of the man falling over, and then I'm going to hit enter. And then now what should happen is we should get the video of that happening. And so here you can see once it is done in the chat interface. And so here you can see this is the video that I did with the driving image. And of course, this is where you can see the man falls over. Now, the Meta Vibes app is essentially a social platform where people can share AI generated pictures and videos. So when you first get onto the platform, as long as you scroll down, you'll be able to hover over and see different user accounts of what people have created. So if you want to see what, is more about the user, you can hover over them and you'll be able to see their account, where you're able to see their followers. If you like what they've created, you can go ahead and follow them, either like their posts or go ahead and click over to their profile. Once you click over to their profile, you'll be able to see all of the posts they've created, their followers, and the remixes that they've inspired. If you want to click over to those remixes, you'll be able to see exactly what those are, and then you'll be able to use those yourself. Here you can see all of the remixes that other people have used. Now, when it comes to Meta Vibes, if you want more functionality, it's best to switch over to mobile. So let's do that now. So now when you go into the Vibes app, if you actually want to remix something, the first button that you press is the button underneath the hearts. So you click that. Here you'll be able to remix this in your own way. So what you can do is you can either add people, change the music, change the image, or change the animation. If you want to add people here, you can essentially add yourself. And this is where you can essentially add a picture of yourself for future usage. Of course, I won't be doing this just for the video, but for those of you out there that do want to share that stuff, it's completely up to you. Of course, if you do give it a moment and you do wait, you're going to be able to see random people here that you can simply add to this. I'm not sure why they've added this feature, but nonetheless, you can add random people. So if you go ahead and click someone, it will actually embed them into the image. Now, I'm guessing that you've, of course, accepted Meta's TOS for your face to be there. So that is something to bear in mind. And here you can see that character is now inside of that image. Now, if you don't like what that was, of course, you can hit top right to refresh, and you're able to scroll through all different variants. Of course, you're able to change the music track by either adding your own voice by clicking the voice icon here. Now, if you want to change the audio, you can essentially add voiceovers. So click change audio, then click voice. Then you can actually write what the voiceover will say by using one of 12 AI voices. There are tons of different AI voices here, which is super interesting. So it's really up to you, whatever you want to do. What you can do is you can also change the audio to different music tracks. So it's basically just what's popular and suggested. I obviously won't play any of these because I'll get a copyright strike.